Super Mario Odyssey. This was the game that changed everything. After years of bland, forgettable Mario games, this game brought back what made Mario games so beloved. Creativity, innovation, originality, it was a breath of fresh air, and its impact was felt across the Nicus Verse. This was a part of a rare breed of games which release across every universe. Games like this help hold the Nicus Verse together, and if it ceased to exist from too many universes, the Nicus Verse would see a catastrophic end.
Another day, another 24 hours complaining about games nobody cares about. Oh hey, the latest addition to my collection has arrived. Oh hell yeah, it's about time I add this one to my collection. You know, I love collecting video games. I mean, it's my only addiction I'm willing to talk about. You know, being a collector in the modern gaming landscape is really interesting. I mean, physical games are becoming less and less common, and I think the fact that Microsoft rarely puts out any physical games anymore is the sole reason why I mainly collect Switch and PS5 games. I mean, look at this. Isn't this so much fun? I love having all of these, and I'd love to play through them all someday. To which you may say, Nicus, you have all of these games on your shelves. Have you actually played any of them? I love Mario, both playing the games and talking about them. And I'm sure if there was a multiverse out there, everyone else would also love talking about Mario.
Super Mario 3D World may have released on the Wii U in 2014, but I don't think this game's real.
You see this turnip here Mario's holding? There's a character named Toad. I like to call him Turnip Toad. He actually picks the turnips faster than Mario does. So
Super Mario World came out on the Super Famicom in 1990 and the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in 1991.
Super Mario Bros. Was released on the NES, or Famicom if you live in Japan, in 1985.
This is Super Mario Land 2.
New Super Mario Bros. Was released for the Nintendo DS in 2006.
While called Super Mario Bros. 3, it was actually the 5th Super Mario Bros. To be released in Japan, behind Super Mario Bros. Special and Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels.
The Messenger was released in 2018 for the Nintendo Switch, and Steam, like everything else.
New Super Mario Bros. Wii was released on November 11th, 2009. What console was it on?
This is Super Mario 3D All-Stars, released on September 18th, 2020 for Mario's 35th anniversary.
Super Mario Galaxy was released in 2007 on the Wii, and it's one of the best-selling Mario games of all time.
New Super Mario Bros. U was released for the Wii U in 2012.
Super Mario Galaxy 2 graced the world with its presence in 2010 on the Nintendo Wii.
I just like to imagine that there's other people out there who are just as passionate about Mario as I am. But even if there isn't, that won't stop me from talking about Mario for 20 minutes.
I guess you could say I'm a fan of Mario, maybe the understatement of the century. Mario is one of the most well-known fictional characters of all time, and for good reason. In his more than 40 years of existence, he's carved out a legacy that cements him as the mascot of video games, and for damn good reason. I mean, come on, he's a Mario. As we all know, he made his debut in the arcade classic Donkey Kong as Jumpman, which is a fact that is so well known, it's just as boring as that one fact about Mario 2.
It's the fact that Toad picked up turnips faster than everyone else, isn't it?
It's always been weird to me that back then, and Mario wasn't necessarily always a good guy, as in Donkey Kong Jr. he kidnapped Donkey Kong and now his son had to save him. Thankfully though, this didn't last, as his next arcade adventure saw him dealing with crabs. Not the STD, the things you find in the sewers. Mario Brothers saw Mario now joined by his brother Luigi helping relieve the sewers from their crabs problem, and wording it like that makes it sound like this game is a meta commentary on STDs. And with Luigi thrown into the mix, well, that meta commentary is confirmed. I mean, Luigi may seem all nice and innocent, nobody named Luigi could possibly do something wrong. Huh, Mario Brothers is a good time. Dated, yes, but still enough fun to play from time to time. But following Mario Brothers, Mario would leave the arcades and start appearing on consoles. And of course, we can't talk about Mario without talking about one of Mario's first home console appearances, Donkey Kong on Atari 2600. Seeing the Nintendo logo on a third-party Atari cartridge looks so wrong. Back in the early days of home consoles, Coleco had the license to Nintendo's arcade games, and so they were the distributors of this game to the Atari 2600. I hope they're proud of themselves. I'm sorry anyone who grew up with this, but this version of Donkey Kong reeks. It only has 2 levels and it looks like absolute shit. Look at Donkey Kong, what is wrong with him? And I don't know if it's just me, but the barrels here look like pizza. And you may be saying, but Nicus, this was 1982, this was just how games looked back then. To which I say, look at Donkey Kong on the ColecoVision. This looks a hell of a lot better. But anyways, enough Konging around, we're here to discuss Mario, and a few years later, he'd have his first true home console adventure, Super Mario Bros. This guy was a revolution, showing the deeper experiences home console games could be home to. At the arcade, you're only playing for a little bit because every time you die, you have to put in a few more quarters. But on a home console, you don't have that limitation, and Super Mario Bros. Was one of the first games to really highlight that. This game let you adventure through 32 scrolling levels with numerous secrets along the way, making it ripe for replaying. It's gone down as one of the most influential games in history, and for damn good reason. I have my issues with it, but that doesn't change the fact that this was an absolutely sublime game. And then there's the Lost Levels.
There sure is.
The Lost Levels is garbage, and everyone agrees. All it is Super Mario Brothers, but with harder levels, but it's difficult to a point where it's just not fun, especially for a mainline Mario game. I like some challenge in my Mario games, but it needs to be more balanced. If a player wants an easier experience, they should be able to have it, and same for a player wanting a difficult experience. It's hard to have it both ways, but thankfully as this series went on, they found a good balance of both. But this was a terrible attempt at that thankfully didn't last long. As a matter of fact, when America... wait, no, how about you tell me the story of why we got a different Mario 2? I know you know it, so what's the point of even explaining it? Oh, and by the way, this one is so much better than Japan's. America's Super Mario Bros. 2 is absolutely incredible, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. No Mario game following this had a gameplay style like this, so this guy has always remained super special. You can't just jump on enemies to take them out, you have to hit them with turnips or even other enemies. It's bizarre, but at the same time, so damn cool. I love this guy so damn much and has remained one of my favorite 2D Mario games. However, I will admit, as a sequel to the first one, it's a bit too different, but thankfully, the next game, Super Mario Bros. 3, rectified that. This is considered one of the best Mario games, and for good reason. It's a brilliant designed 2D platformer that feels perfectly balanced in so many ways. This game can be challenging, but it also feels so fair, and man, this guy introduced so much to the Mario series. World maps, the Koopalings, airships, so many power-ups, my god. Mario 3 is such a sublime game and well worth its legacy. Before Mario 3 though, we did get another Super Mario game, that being Super Mario Land for the Game Boy. This game is fucking weird. This was the first handheld Mario platformer and is very strange. On the surface it seems like a Game Boy-fied Mario platformer, but there's so many weird things about it. The world is strange, it's like Mario is traveling the world. Level 1 is in Egypt with all the pyramids, level 2 is on Easter Island with all the moai, and level 3 is in Japan. It's very odd and also not that fun to play. I mean, the physics in this game are odd. Mario is so heavy, and in general, this game has so much jank to it. But it's a Game Boy game, so are you really surprised? Super Mario Land is an odd game, but still endearing in its own way. With the launch of the Super Nintendo came Super Mario World, another game lauded as one of the best Mario games. I mean, just look at it. It's so colorful and vibrant, the music is amazing, the controls are great. If only the level design was there. The level design in Super Mario World is disappointingly bland. I didn't really notice this until playing it after Mario 3, but Mario World really doesn't have interesting level design. So many levels are just flat plains with some optional things to jump on, but they aren't required. That doesn't mean there aren't some levels that do have good design, but World's level design is significantly weaker than 3's. It truly is a game carried by its art direction, which is fair in ways, and I absolutely love this game, but I'm also more than willing to admit that this game's level design is, not that great, and it's put to shame by a damn Game Boy game.
I am about to be crucified at the stake.
Take notes, Super Mario World. This is how you design a level. Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins is a huge step up from the first one in so many ways. And man, I mean, this game is just so good. It has some Game Boy jank, but it's way more playable than the first. It has great level design and some really fun ideas that feel much more fleshed out. Like the water levels, well, you enter the area by being eaten by a turtle. It's so odd, but I love that about this so much. If you haven't played this game, I mean, what are you doing? Because this game is a masterpiece. And it was also the last new 2D Mario platformer in quite a while. This is really odd to look at, as Mario games were basically yearly at this point. These 7 games all released within 7 years of each other. They were at such a rapid pace and then they stopped. In 1995, Mario World received a sequel, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, but this was so different to its predecessor that it's not even considered a Mario game, and instead it spun off into its own series focused on Yoshi. But then the following year, Mario struck back and struck back hard.
It's me, Mario!
Welcome to the future of gaming, Super Mario 64. This is it. This is the game, the one that changed everything, an absolute revolution in gaming, one that shook the world. This game defined how 3D platformers were. It had been attempted prior, but this game did it better than all others. Some games' ideas of 3D platformers was 2D platformers, but from behind. We especially saw this in Crash Bandicoot, but Mario 64 decided to take a whole new direction due to its limitations. Originally, they planned on including a ton of levels ending with a definitive endpoint like every other Mario platformer at this point, but the technical limitations of the Nintendo 64 didn't allow this to happen, so instead, Nintendo designed 15 large levels with multiple objectives, creating a whole new style for Mario game design. These were now large open stages with multiple branching paths, each leading to a different star as a reward for completing various objectives. It was a new take on Mario, but by keeping the theming close to what we've seen from Mario games prior, this game felt like a Mario game through and through. In terms of theming, it doesn't do anything special, but that's okay because this was such a bold take on Mario to begin with. And come on, just run around Bob-omb Battlefield, also known as the greatest level in any game, and listen to that music. Oh man, I love this game. Nintendo took a huge risk with this game, and it panned out, as this is still revered as one of the greatest games of all time. And while I don't necessarily agree, I still can't argue that this game isn't incredible. This era also saw the rise of Mario spin-offs, Dr. Mario, Mario Kart, Mario RPG, Paper Mario, Mario Party, and who could forget Mario Sports, which began with Mario's tennis on Virtual Boy. And of course, this eventually led to... You know, we can blame this on the Virtual Boy, so let's do that by not acknowledging its existence for the next 8 years, with a few exceptions. In 2002, following 64, was Super Mario Sunshine, which is much more love it or hate it, and for good reason. This game is much tougher than 64, and it's also structurally a little different in an inferior way. In Mario 64, not every star was required. You only needed 70 stars to beat the game, meaning there were 50 stars you could skip. Unfortunately, Sunshine does things a bit more differently, where the first 7 shines of every stage are required to collect. Because of this, you can't just skip a random shine because it's too difficult, and also a bunch of shines were reliant on events that only happen when you specifically selected that shine on the mission screen. So there isn't as much room to explore off the beaten path and find other shines in the meantime. This definitely makes Sunshine worse in ways, but I can never hate this game. Its control is so good, Mario feels so incredible, a great step up from 64, and the new Flood Pack adds so much variety and platforming. The game also looks absolutely sublime and has incredible music. I mean, have you listened to Rico Harbor? so good. This was an odd era for Mario though. New Super Mario releases were much more spread out, and there were no new 2D games in sight. I mean, there was a Super Mario Advance series, but these were Game Boy Advance remakes of older Mario games. But that in no way means they're bad. Super Mario Advance is a remake of Mario 2, I mean the good one, and it adds voices which are so damn charming. And look at these graphics, this is absolutely gorgeous. Super Mario World and Yoshi's Island also received ports, which are definitely downgrades, but still fairly impressive for what they are. And Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, of course remade Super Mario Bros. 3. But on top of that, Nintendo created a bunch of bonus levels for this game that could be accessed through the e-reader accessory from the Game Boy Advance. That makes these levels ripe to be lost to time, however Nintendo has been including all these levels with legacy re-releases of Super Mario Advance 4, which is incredibly commendable of them. The Super Mario Advance series is fun and definitely served their purpose, be 2D Mario games for the Game Boy Advance. But it was still weird that this series born in 2D hadn't received a new 2D game in years. But thankfully this would change with Nintendo's next handheld, the DS. But before we get to that, the DS also launched with the port of Super Mario 64, which is incredibly impressive. Super Mario 64 DS included a ton of new content, including new stars, new characters, new levels, along with a ton of visual enhancements. Not everything is perfect, I don't like how Bob-omb Battlefield looks in this version, but this is still one of the coolest and most impressive Mario releases to date, so it definitely deserves its place in history. And 2 years later in 2006 came New Super Mario Bros., which marked the beginning of a new era of Mario. And it started off with a bang, as New Super Mario Bros. Is an amazing game. Keep in mind, the last home console 2D Mario platformer was Super Mario World, and then we got this, so this was a huge next step, and was and still is a great game. It's just pure 2D Mario fun. It has a great graphical style, level design, aesthetics, everything. And while it's seen as the beginning of the bland era of Mario, it's unfair for this game since this was a big new step for Mario when it was released. And we still had a few games to go until Mario games started to become bland, as the next year came Super Mario Galaxy, sending Mario to space. Oh my god. Now this game is tough to go back to on the Wii, but dear god, just play the 3D All-Stars version and man, it's so good. Galaxy played around with the structure of 3D Mario some more. These levels are more linear with more definitive endpoints that each star mission funnels you in. However, I think this works super well for this whole concept of Mario. It's hard to imagine these levels being large sandboxes and still invoking what makes so many of these levels exciting. Honey Hive Galaxy is much more open, but it also doesn't feel very space themed, so I think this new direction works very well for what Mario Galaxy is trying to be. And man, this game is just so good, an absolute masterclass in 3D platforming. Super inventive and filled to the brim with creativity. It's such a special game that I adore so much. This and New Super Mario Bros. Made it seem like this new era of Mario was going to be something truly special, but unfortunately it was downhill from here. New Super Mario Bros. Wii released in 2009, and I think this one's fine. It doesn't really do a lot new, but I mean, it's whatever. It was the first new home console 2D platformer in 18 years, so I think it's okay to play it safer. Its art style is pretty similar to the DS's, but it's the Wii, so I think it's fine. This game also introduced 4-player simultaneous multiplayer, which was huge. New Super Wii wasn't a step forward, but it was perfectly fine. 2010 saw a sequel to Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 2, which I've heard is an excellent game. I haven't played it yet, but I am dying to. But I'm also starting to notice a pattern here. New take on Mario, sequel that is very similar. New take on Mario, sequel that is very similar. Now, good games are good games, but these games are so similar to their predecessors, I mean, you can almost mistake them for each other. Thankfully, in 2011, there was Super Mario 3D Land for the newly released 3DS, and this was an excellent game. This was a much more linear 3D Mario platformer with levels very akin to the traditional 2D Mario levels, but hey, it was a great game and a new direction for Mario, so I see no issue. Now in 2012, there was, okay, now I'm starting to see a problem. New Super Mario Bros. 2, like New Super Mario Bros., but now with a ton of coins, a gimmick that doesn't add much. New Super Mario Bros. U, like New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but now in HD, which gives it less of a reason to look so bland. This was on Nintendo's new high definition system, and this is how you show it off? This isn't impressive, this looks just like your Wii game being emulated. Not to mention, it's another damn New Super Mario Bros. Game, the 4th one at this point. At least 2013 saw a new 3D Mario, Super Mario 3D World, which is an excellent game. And it's also like 3D Land, god damn it!
That was the big issue with Mario games in this era. Regardless of the fact that they were still pretty good, these 8 games still fell under 3 distinct styles of Mario. Galaxy, New Super, and 3D. A lot of people say the issue here was that these games were being released way too often. I mean, from the 7-year time gap between 2006 and 2013, 8 Mario games were released, but I mean, keep in mind, at the beginning of the Mario series, the rate was pretty much the same. The difference was, each game with the exception of the Lost Levels was distinct from the last. They all had different graphical styles, aesthetics, level designs, they had a ton of variety, while these games fell under one of 3 defined categories. It made some of these games skippable, which is definitely an issue, and regardless of these games being good, these frequent releases that refused to innovate and grow started to lose their luster. Mario games were no longer special, and it seems that Nintendo knew that, because 4 years later they came back swinging with Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh my god, what a game! Super Mario Odyssey is an absolutely sublime game, one of the best Nintendo has ever made. Like Galaxy, it shook up the 3D Mario formula by upping the amount of collectibles. Now there's 800 Power Moons, with them hiding in every nook and cranny of every level, making exploration so exciting and fun. This game is one giant collectathon with so many inventive ideas, like Cappy allowing you to take control of a bunch of enemies and other things. Being able to play as these enemies with their strengths and weaknesses is awesome and adds so much potential with level design, and this game is so good at that. It's one of the best designed 3D platformers ever made, and it lives up to the legacy Mario has spent the last 35 years carving out. It was a return to the Mario we once knew, who was a pioneer of gaming and a master of game design, and it showed that in the Switch era, Mario would continue to live up to his legacy.
After one more short interruption,
New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, or as I like to call it, trash. I don't like this game. It's a $60 port of one of the most generic 2D Mario games. It's just so bland, I have nothing to say about it, which shouldn't be the case. I should be able to talk nearly infinitely about Mario games, but New Super U Deluxe gives me nothing to work with except for Bowsette. So fuck it, let me show this shitty Mario port how you do a good port. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. So step 1, this includes a game that's actually good and worth playing, and step 2, this also includes a side game that is fucking amazing. Bowser's Fury is so damn cool, turning Bowser into a Godzilla level threat. It's like your standard 3D Mario affair, but every now and then Fury Bowser strikes, causing more chaos. But as you collect shrines, you can fight him off in giant epic battles. While it's short, Bowser's Fury is some of the best 3D Mario content we've gotten, and it will always hold a special place in my heart. And this finally brings us to Super Mario Bros. Wonder, dropping the new name because it doesn't need that to sell. Wonder is absolutely incredible and probably my favorite 2D Mario. The Wonder Seed effects are so fun and creative, the level design is fantastic, the balancing is great, the art style is perfect, everything about this game is incredible, and what a modern 2D Mario platformer should be. It just makes me so damn happy, and with the Switch's successor coming soon, a new 3D Mario is on the horizon, and I cannot be more excited to see what we get, especially after how good these last few games have been.
Whoa, whoa. What the hell was that?
We have some breaking news. Following a recent earthquake, many people have reported their copies of Super Mario Odyssey to be stolen.
Wait, what?
Here is one person who claims to have come face to face with the perpetrator.
It looked like that damn Nicus guy who's always whining about games.
What the fuck are you talking about? I would never do such a thing.
But he was dressed nice in a suit and tie.
I knew I shouldn't have trusted you, but it's no matter. I'm gonna take over this universe of Nintendo, and I'll make sure they make nothing but lazy games.
Is it gonna take another multiversal crisis for us to get along again? There's something else planned. And in a few months' time, you will know what I'm talking about. Or more so, everyone will know what I'm talking about. I'll see you in a few months, Nicus. You son of a bitch! I knew it was you! Yeah, of course it is. Anyways, what are you doing here? I mean, I thought you were spiritually bound to that basement.
Well, I left because you said you were planning something, and I didn't want to be a part of it.
Uh-huh. And look where we are now. I'm standing in your own home.
Okay, congrats, you found me. You have me. Now what?
Oh, no. It's not you I want. It's
Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I see you've caught on.
Well, when the news said I was going around taking the game from everyone, I knew there was only one person that could be.
Oh, well, who? You caught me, but you know what I'm here for, and oh, would you look at that? There's even a custom spine so I can easily find it on your shelf.
You son of a bitch, you put that down!
Oh, Nicus, I thought you have learned by now. In a world of sentient games, you should try and be friends with them. And then maybe your ass won't be handed to you by them all the time. You wanted nothing to do with this, and now I'm giving you that option. Stay out of my way, and I'll leave you be. But if you try to stop me, well, here's a taste of what that'll be like for you.
Nicus. Nicus. Whoa, easy man. Hey, you're okay. Where is he? Where did he go? Sucin? Yeah. No idea. We were hoping you could tell us. He's stealing copies of Super Mario Odyssey from everyone. We know. That's why we came to you. Just come take a seat, get a drink, and we'll talk about this.
So, what's the last thing you remember? Well, I was talking about Mario, like I always do, and then all of a sudden there was an earthquake, and before I knew it, Sucin was in here, stole my copy of Odyssey, and knocked me out, and that was it.
So you have no idea where he went?
No, I mean, I think he was traveling through portals, but I don't know where they led to. Why are you looking at him like that? When Sucin was in charge of our universe in Nintendo, he was known for manufacturing portals to other universes. I mean, yeah, that checks out. That's how I got back home when I first met you guys. But if Sucin is using these portals for what we think he is, we're in serious trouble. What do you mean?
Nicus, are you aware of the importance of Mario Odyssey?
Yeah, it turned things around for Nintendo and brought him into a new era of creativity and innovation. Kukin? I got this. As you know, there are multiple universes, each with different histories. Consoles released here may have just been rumors in other universes. Games that never saw the light of day in your universe were sales juggernauts in others. But among all those differences across every universe, there are some games that are so important to the gaming landscape that they released in every universe. Pong, Donkey Kong, Sonic the Hedgehog, these games are the predominant games, the connective tissue that holds the structure of the Nicus Verse together. And Super Mario Odyssey is one of the newest to join the group. Okay, so where does Sucin come in?
Our universe was weird. We're a strange case, an abnormality, if you will. As you know, after New Super Mario Bros. Released, Sucin refused to let Nintendo grow any more than that. And his refusal to publish no Mario games outside of the New Super series meant we never saw Odyssey release in our universe.
This inherently isn't an issue. Every universe has an abnormality at some point in time. But as long as at least one copy of every predominant game exists in every universe, the Nicus Verse will stand strong.
And this is why Sukin's actions are concerning. I mean, him stealing your copy to fuck with you, whatever. But he's stolen every copy of Odyssey out of this universe.
Every copy?
Yeah.
How is this even possible?
He's amassed an army of New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe that are going around stealing every copy. But if he stole every copy from this universe, well, it's safe to assume he's doing it for every universe too.
And what if he does that?
While we aren't entirely sure what would happen, we know it would be catastrophic.
As universes lose their copies of Odyssey, the structure of the Nicus Verse weakens. And if it doesn't exist in enough universes, we believe the Nicus Verse will just collapse. So what are we gonna do about this? I don't know.
Well, I mean, we can't just sit around while he tears the Nicus Verse apart. I mean, we agree, but there's nothing that we can do.
There's something else planned. And in a few months' time, you will know what I'm talking about. Or more so, everyone will know what I'm talking about.
This is all my fault.
What do you mean?
Over the summer, Sucin warned me about this. I mean, not specifically this, but he warned me that he was planning something. And instead of trying to stop him, I ran away like a coward to here. And look where that's brought us.
No, Nicus, it's okay. I mean, you did what you thought was best for you.
Yeah, I acted on my own selfish intents, and now everything we know is gonna come to an end because of it. And if this is how it's gonna end, I'm not going down without a fight.
What?
The Nicus Verse hasn't collapsed yet, has it? We can still stop this.
But, I mean, what can even be done?
Something, we'll think of it. But I refuse to stand down. I'd much rather die trying than die knowing it was my fault.
Okay. I like your attitude, but, what can we do?
Hey Kukin, you said the Nicus Verse will stay stable as long as the copy exists in most universes?
Yeah.
Well, check this out. Oh my god!
Sucin didn't know about my secret stash.
I knew you must have had more copies. You didn't seem that distraught after losing your main copy, but I still fail to see how this can help us.
Well, if every universe needs at least one copy, I just need to drop off a copy into every universe to stabilize it.
That's true. This could work, but I mean, Sucin could just steal them too.
But if we do this fast enough, we can restabilize the Nicusverse before he realizes it, and then we just have to take him down.
Okay, well, I mean, we don't know where he is to begin with.
Well, I mean, it has to be somewhere in this universe. He's been stuck here ever since I first took him down.
His portal machine probably takes a lot of power and exerts a lot of energy, so we can probably find him with that.
There we go. While I'm stabilizing everything, you can track him down, and then once I'm done stabilizing, we can go stop him immediately.
Okay, I like this plan. But I see one big issue.
And what's that?
How are we going to get you to other universes? That's true. And how will you know which universes Sucin has already hit and which ones he hasn't?
Oh, fuck. I didn't think about that. Just give me a second.
It's just simple Mario fun, and I just can't imagine a world where it doesn't exist.
Wait a minute. Guys, I think I have an idea. When I was first sent to your universe, it was because I said I couldn't imagine a world without Super Mario Odyssey while holding the game up.
Okay. And?
Well, it took me to the one universe that didn't have a copy of the game.
So if you say that, it should take you to a universe that's missing a copy.
Theoretically, but there's only one way to find out.
Wait, Nicus, wait!
I can't imagine a world without Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, shit.
Oh, why, hello there.
Dr. Hoctor?
Oh, you're looking for Dr. Hoctor? Well, you got the wrong guy, but I can give him a call.
Oh, no, I mean, you look like Dr. Hoctor.
Hello?
Hey Doc, this is Nicus.
Oh, hello Nicus, what's up?
Someone just appeared here, and he's looking for you. And now that I think about it, he kinda looks like you too.
No, I mean, I'm not looking for Dr. Hoctor, I just thought you were Dr. Hoctor.
Oh, never mind Doc, apparently he's not looking for you. He just keeps saying I look like you. I don't know why, maybe this guy should look in a mirror.
Oh, okay then. Good talking to you, I guess.
Alright, love you, bye.
Yeah, so I may sound crazy, but I'm from another universe.
That sounds completely normal. You know, Dr. Hoctor won't shut up about this whole Nicus Verse thing.
Okay, so what is your name?
Nicus. Why?
No reason. Anyways, I have this for you.
Oh, for me? Wow, this is perfect. Actually, just have my other copy stolen.
No problem. Now, I gotta do this with like 20 other universes.
Hey Doc, it's me again. How many Nicuses are there in the Nicus Verse?
Oh, there we go. God, man, we thought we lost you.
No, it worked, but how did I come back here?
I was able to reconfigure your computers to pull you back here as long as you're holding a copy of Super Mario Odyssey.
Sure. Whatever you say.
So, this is it. I mean, this is our way to victory.
I mean, yeah, I did drop off a copy with them.
And the Nicusverse seems more stable than it was before you left.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of stabilizing the Nicusverse, but we still have Sucin to take care of.
And I may have found him. Conveniently enough, there's an abandoned warehouse giving off a ton of energy. And I don't think abandoned warehouses just do that.
So, can we go stop him now?
The Nicusverse is still dangerously unstable. I think we should stabilize it more before you worry about going after Sucin.
Alright, I guess I should get started. I can't imagine a world without Super Mario Odyssey.
Thanks.
Yep. You know, I feel like I'm encased in a cheap piece of plastic. I can't imagine a world without Super Mario Odyssey.
How the fuck did he get in my house?
You know, that's a really good question. I mean, I don't even understand myself. I can't imagine a world with...
Wow, dude, thanks.
You're welcome. Now, Super Mario Odyssey.
This is garbage. Play checkers instead.
Okay, I guess I'll check it out sometime. I can't imagine a world without Super Mario Odyssey.
What the hell am I supposed to do with this?
I mean, you can put it on one of these shelves. I cannot. imagine a world. Damn.
Thanks.
Yeah. Nice room. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck this is, but thanks.
Yep. And by the way, you've got shit on your wall.
I can't imagine a world without Super Mario Odyssey.
Thanks, boss man.
Yep.
I already own that.
Toad. Pick turnips faster than anyone else, and it's just so inspiring.
I'll leave you to it. I'll just leave this here. I just don't get it. The Nicus Verse is stabilizing? How is it even possible? To even do that, you'd have to travel to other universes with Nicus. Nike? I would go insane if everyone called me that.
When you're called it your whole life, it's not that weird.
Well, that's fair. I mean, no one calls me that, so it's not like I have to go through it. Whoa. What's going on?
There's a big energy spike in Sucin's warehouse.
Shit. Could he be traveling to another universe? Should I pull Nicus?
Yes, pull him. I don't trust this at all.
Gotcha. You? Nicus, he should still have copies left, shouldn't he?
Fuck. It must be Sucin. He's gotten to him.
You wanted nothing to do with this, and I gave you the opportunity to stay away. I warned you what would happen if you tried to stop me. And yet, here you are, trying to undo all that I've done. You may have defeated me once, but I have been planning this ever since we first met. And I'll be damned if you stop me again. And what is this? I had a feeling you had some extras, but it's no worry. I'll make sure you never play a Mario game again!
I've had enough of this. I thought getting rid of Odyssey would be enough, but clearly it's not. In order to cleanse the Nicus Verse, I must get rid of all Mario games. Except for the good ones.
Hello?
Hey. Can I sit?
Sure.
You okay? No, not really. I was trying to save the Nicus Verse because I foolishly thought I should, and I got myself stuck in the process.
Oh. Well, why did you think you should?
I don't know. I just felt a sense of responsibility. I mean, in a way, this is all my fault in the first place. And when I was warned, I did the worst thing possible and ran. And despite that, I still decided to fight.
Well, what matters is you tried to fight. You stood up to evil when the Nicus Verse needed you to. But it doesn't seem the fight is over yet.
Yes, it is. I failed.
No, you only think you have. You're letting your poor judgment get in the way of what you truly are. You haven't failed, but if you do nothing, you will fail.
You don't get it. Sucin took my copies of Super Mario Odyssey, and now I'm stuck here. I can't leave any universe.
Super Mario Odyssey?
Yeah, a stupid Mario game. I mean, this is the cause of all this. A stupid Mario game.
Well, is this the stupid Mario game you're talking about?
Wait, Sucin hasn't stolen your copy yet?
No, I mean, I frankly have no idea what you're talking about.
Can I borrow that? I promise I'll bring it back.
I know you will. I trust you.
Thanks. Now, if only my friends would take me out of here.
Now, go save the Nicus Verse.
Wait, Koo, Nicus seems to be showing up again. Really? Then pull him out.
Please, 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 please.
Nicus Verse. So fucking stupid.
Nicus, are you okay?
Yeah,
I'm fine. I had a run-in with Sucin, I don't have any copies of Odyssey left, though.
At this point, we're fine though. We can focus our energy on stopping Sucin.
Okay, the Mercer's Warehouse. It's time to end this.
Oh, Nicus. Back so soon?
You should have known you can't stop me.
You know what? I figured. So I took this time to prepare the Nicusverse for total restructuring. Boys!
You son of a bitch! What do you mean restructuring?
You know, I believed for years that every universe was like my own, where all Nintendo made was new Super Mario Bros. Games. They were so easy to make and sold so well. I mean, it was all we needed to stay afloat. We prospered for years. We made so much while spending so little, until you came, and you ripped me into your world. One where Nintendo killed off New Super Mario Bros. Years ago. One where they tried new things full of creativity instead of just doing what worked all over again.
I fail to see what's wrong with that. The new Super Series got boring.
Who cares if you found them boring? Man, children like you bought them anyways. It didn't matter because you still gave us money and free publicity. Either way, I won. It was great. But now I'm here. And considering what you took from me, I wanted to take Odyssey away from you. My goal is to replace every copy of Odyssey with New Super U Deluxe. But with you meddling with my scheme, I've decided to replace every Mario game with New Super U Deluxe.
Sucin, you don't get it. By replacing Odyssey alone, you'll cause the Nicusverse to collapse.
Do you really expect me to believe that? Ooh, let's save your favorite Mario game and make it relevant in every universe but mine. Fuck it, we don't need it anyways. I've worked tirelessly for this. The Nicusverse deserves a good 2D Mario.
You want a good 2D Mario? I'll show you a new 2D Mario. No!
I've had enough of this. Kill him! Targeting every Mario game across the Nicusverse. It's time to end this.
I've failed. Now Mario games will cease to exist. 64, Bowser's Fury, 3D All-Stars, Mario 1, 2, 3, 3D Lands, 3D World, Wonder, Odyssey. I've failed.
Nicus.
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 Thank you guys. All of you. Sucin, listen, I'm sorry about all this, and I wish it didn't have to come down to this, but at the end of the day, the stability of the Nicusverse is more important than any piece of programming featuring a plumber. It may seem like I did this because I was targeting Odyssey, but frankly, I would have done this for any game. These are experiences that changed our lives, and they're too important to just not exist. Even the ones you don't like. New Super U is far from my favorite, but it could be someone else's favorite. it. And I'm sorry you don't like Odyssey, or this general direction my Nintendo has taken Mario in, but it's too important for it to just cease to exist. And something I learned a while ago is that even though there's games that you don't like, well, there's always games out there that you do like. And it's okay to just focus on those. Take it easy, Sucin.
You know, it's been quite the ride, but I would do it all again for Mario. Mario games are special. Every single one of them, even the ones you don't like. Mario Odyssey is my favorite one, but there's people out there who don't like Odyssey. And that's okay, because that's never gonna stop me from liking Odyssey. And that goes the other way. I mean, I can't stand this game, but there's people out there who love this game. They see something in it that I don't. And there's something beautiful about that, and me not liking it and complaining about it should never change their minds. At the end of the day, we're all Mario fans, and we just want to talk about the games we love. And if someone ever tries to challenge that possibility, I'll always step up to stop them. Every Mario game is important and needs to exist, even the ones we don't like. I mean, I can't stand the Lost Levels, but without it, we wouldn't have gotten Mario 2. And without Mario 2, we wouldn't have gotten 3D World. Regardless of what we think of these games, everyone deserves the right to talk about Mario games how they want. And I hope that what I did today ensures that people can always talk about their favorite Mario games however they want.
Oh, a stage play, huh? Makes you really wonder what stakes are involved here. Did Bowser even kidnap anyone? No, it's faked for content. Hollywood these days.
You sly dog. They made a second one, dude. They made a second Mario Galaxy. That's so cool. Oh, that's great. I love it.
Toad. Turnip Toad. Never change.
Maybe it is real.
Space. Gusty Garden Galaxy.
As for me, I'd love to continue talking about Mario Odyssey, but it feels like every time I talk about it, it leads to a multiversal crisis, so I guess I probably shouldn't. Okay, I can't resist. Mario Odyssey is just the best! Oh, this is still fucking worth it.
These came out this year?
don't know if I want to do this. I don't know.
Trying to work through it. I just throw it off the roof.
Oh, come on.
Stick part of your art in its hole.
Great dialogue.
That sounds so wrong.
Like a bug in my mouth. Or like a nut or something.
A nut?
Damn, that's kind of gay.
Not that way.
Cotton 4K
Not like a hot
HD
top
Ultra.
joke, but like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Karsten Keller has a duct tape king.
Oh no.
Oh my god, that is cold.
Oh, I'm still filming.
Wait, actually no. Okay, so after a second I'm gonna be like, talk about it.
Wait. No.
Star Wars.
Oh wait, this is kind of a sick shot.
It is.
I gotta get the.
Hi everyone, and what? Or
No giggling.
stop giggling. The rival falls Niflheim horse.
What did I say about the nipple line?
Hey, corporate still needs the idea for the Mario RPG game. I'm redoing that.
You were trying to bring a game?
Everyone's laughing.
I go, sure are. I'm gonna be like,
Sure are.
and then you're like,
I think that was good. I think we got it.
you're like,
Take
my
one.
next line is
Action.
adult.
You like spell on a word and then I like
Yeah,
slide into the frame and I'm like,
Yeah,
Or something.
do that.
No, do it with dementia.
what are you doing, Bo?
It has become a favorite for speedrunners because of its intricacies and skill expression in the gameplay. Now, the game...
You don't know shit about this. You don't know the first thing about what you're talking about.
Okay, so
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck Dr. Octua.
Don't include that one.
Look at that. Big, humongous balls. Okay.